Bitcoin is exactly retesting previous resistance right now, and on today's update video, I need to be talking about this exact breakout, the price targets, but more importantly, I'm going to be doing a deep dive about what currently is playing out here on the bigger perspective, what is likely to be expecting in the upcoming period, what were the ETF inflows in the last few days, and much more important information about altcoins and the market top potentially. So without any further ado, don't forget to once again slap up that like button back above 1,000 likes. That will be highly appreciated. And with that being said, let me jump straight away in towards the content. And I do want to be pointing out that first of all, Bitcoin exactly got rejected from the level we talked about on yesterday's video, because on yesterday's video we talked about this very important level of resistance and that Bitcoin needs to be breaking above this level, otherwise I am not going to call for that confirmed breakout on this chart right here, because indeed we broke outside of the symmetrical triangle, but as long as we're not breaking above the range high, I will not call for a continuation higher, and that is exactly what happened for that Bitcoin price action. We are basically on the bigger things of it all still consolidating, and you could even maybe argue that we're consolidating in somewhat of this horizontal pattern right here. So you're seeing that we're creating a horizontal support level on the lower side and a horizontal level of resistance on that top side right now for Bitcoin. And I mean, at the same time, we are seeing that Bitcoin is exactly retesting the previous level of resistance. And yeah, we are right now retesting that level and actually flipping from it and bouncing from it of support. So looking very interesting in my opinion. Also on the lower side of support, we've bounced from it multiple times in a row here, and basically we're seeing a breakout on a larger scale on the Bitcoin price action right now here. And if I'm looking at the bigger perspective, we're seeing that Bitcoin right now exactly is also getting rejected yesterday again as well from off that $102,000 level. You can see the last time we did touch that 102k level for Bitcoin, we exactly got rejected again here. And on the weekly time frame, if you're just zooming out here, that $102,000 level is just exactly resistance from off the Fibonacci extension level. To be very clear, in these bull markets, Fibonacci level are going to be the ones that are going to be calling the resistance, which we are looking out for right now here. So in the upcoming period in the market, also, whenever we break above it, we're going to be also looking at the next resistance, going to be $123,000, because the Fibonacci is really where you want to be looking at if we are in price discovery, because it's very hard to call certain resistance levels, but with the Fibonacci, you can of course call these levels exactly. Further on, we are currently seeing that Bitcoin is still basically creating an upward sloping support line and basically is still creeping ever so slightly higher. And if I must believe Bitcoin, we are seeing some very major signals right in the market that are basically indicating we're going to see much more upside coming in the upcoming period. And really, for whenever I'm going to be calling a top here, and really if we're just looking at Bitcoin, we're seeing that there is a huge inflow of new supply from stablecoins coming in the market, and that ultimately is going to be the signal in the market that we are seeing large expansion happening. And whenever this is going to be slowing down, whenever this is going to be clearly losing momentum, that is going to be for me also the signal that we are indeed gonna go in towards a bear market. But for now on, we're still seeing exponential growth here, and as long as there's more money flowing into stablecoins, we are of course going to see the Bitcoin prices going to increase much further. And yesterday as well, once again, we saw major inflows coming in from BlackRock, coming in from the ETF in general. BlackRock buying more than 430 million, and the US spot ETF in general seeing about $600 million worth of inflows. And on Ethereum, we saw over $200 million worth of inflows, and in general $270 million. So this is insane what kinds of buys are still coming in, especially if you're going to be looking at the Ethereum ETF. Like in September, October, November, we almost saw no buys here, and now BlackRock is just on a buying spree of Ethereum. So while you may be not very excited about Ethereum, BlackRock is certainly positioning themselves correctly right now in this market. So far, the total net inflow is $2.2 billion, and BlackRock bought $3.2 billion. So they are definitely accumulating right now here, which is a very interesting signal if you would ask me here. And honestly, you cannot see it right now here, but I honestly do think that the Ethereum compared to Bitcoin pair is right now bottoming. And one of the signals and one of the reasons why I'm saying so is not only because I think the chart is bottoming, but also due to the fact that BlackRock is, of course, increasingly buying Ethereum. and we did all know what happened to Bitcoin whenever they did that. But Ethereum also, if you're just going to be looking against the dollar pair, is literally breaking out right now here, and is honestly, in my opinion, looking quite bullish if you would ask me here. We're broke above the downward sloping resistance line, we broke above multiple downtrends, and we're just starting to see a major uptrend getting started right now here. And if you want to be trading Ethereum yourself, don't forget to check out Blofin in the link description of today's video, because if you want to be trading on Blofin, you can get right now some insane deposit bonus worth up to $100,000 if you right now sign up an account using that highest link description of today's video. So if you're interested in trading on Blofin, don't forget to check it out in the link description of today's video. Further on, I want to be discussing the fact that if we're just looking at the Bitcoin dominance, whenever that really did rise here, it started actually after December 2020 in the previous bull market. So in January 2021 is where really altcoin season got sentimented, and I really do think that something similar is going to be happening this cycle again here, because I do know that history doesn't necessarily tend to be repeating exactly, but it does tend to be rhyming, and I do think it's going to be exactly playing out again here. So also for December, if we're looking back at December 2020, we saw that $20,000 being a big struggle for breaking above it. And now here with December 2024, we're seeing very similar price action, but whenever we are going to be clearly breaking above that $100,000 level, that is where we're going to be seeing the bigger continuation. And yeah, I think that if you really let these exact timings next to each other, it really does look quite similar. And yes, if we're just also going to be looking at the rate cuts, it also happened pre-bull market, and now as well again here next week again we're going to get another rate cut, and that is ultimately going to be extremely bullish. And also we do have Christmas coming up here, and for the ones that don't know it, the Christmas effect is something very big for the Bitcoin price action. And if we're just looking at the timing for the bull market, it usually tends to last 1400 days from the bottom, and we still have some time to go here before the market is really going to be topping out here. And whenever I do see clear topping signals coming in towards the market, you will be the first one to know here, because yes, while we indeed are creating a major breakout right now here, I am very much aware we're creating a big bearish divergence, but for me this is not enough to say the Bitcoin market top is in here. But whenever I do see more signals coming in here in the market that potentially the market is topping out here, you will be the first one to know here on the channel, because I will be exactly reveal my strategy. I will exactly reveal whenever I'm going to be taking profit. And yeah, that is of course important to be transparent, of course. So for the altcoin markets, I do still believe the most is still yet to come here. We're seeing a very similar structure, especially compared to 2020. And yes, if we're just looking at what Bitcoin dominance tends to be doing here, it tends to top out here at the beginning of the bull market. And that is exactly what it has done so far here. And usually the biggest drop is going to come whenever Bitcoin is going to go even more exponential after this as well here. So yeah, very excited in my opinion. If we're going to be looking at the Bitcoin dominance and how it correlates with rate cuts, usually whenever we get a rate cut, altcoins tend to do it very well for the next 3 to 4 days here. So in the 18th of December, so in like 6 days from now on, we're going to get another rate cut, and then probably altcoins are going to be performing extraordinary once again here. So yeah, that was it for me in today's update video. If you did learn something from it, don't forget to slam that like button. I mean, to be very honest, there's not a lot of new stuff happening on the market right now here. We're just seeing Bitcoin consolidate ever so slightly outside of that symmetrical triangle, but soon we're going to get another exponential breakout. And whenever that is going to be happening, that is of course when really the retail is going to be really returning again here. I mean, retail came back, now it's going away again, but soon they will definitely return for good here. So this is it for me in today's update video. If you did enjoy it, slap the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.